Today's video is sponsored by Picker's Grip. Stop dropped picks and pick rotation while playing with Picker's Grip. Made with all natural ingredients in Virginia. Check out their website to order. When you support my sponsor, this also supports my channel, and it's very much appreciated. Does a little mermaid wear an algae bra? Algebra. Hello, I'm Robert. Thank you so much for joining me here in my home studio. I hope you enjoyed that short little track that I recorded with this lovely Jim here, the Digitech Bad Monkey Tube Overdrive. Quite possibly, I don't know that I'm going to say it's the best Tube Screamer circuit clone type pedal overdrive thing or bobber, if you will, but it's certainly one that seems to be popping up on a lot of people's radar here as of late. So with that in mind, while this pedal is certainly a pedal of the past, it's discontinued, no longer made. You know, if you want one, it's used market or bust. That said, it is anything but forgotten, and you know, it's here lately especially seems to be gaining a lot of attention in various pedal forums and pedal groups, etc., as a remarkable Tube Screamer style circuit. So just real quick, I'm going to get the looper pedal out, play a quick riff, and we're going to run it into a clean amp and twist all the knobs, and then do the same thing again with the amp set just on the edge of breakup, and see how it performs that way, and then we'll take a little closer look. This is the second video where I have done a playthrough demo like that. I'm kind of curious to hear your guys' thoughts on it, if that is more accurate and easier for you to be able to determine, you know, what a pedal can and can't do, or if you would rather that I go back the old way, just plug in a guitar and twist some knobs and come up with some tones and go from there. So, if, as a side note, you, my wonderful audience, if you would not mind dropping a comment down in the description and let me know your thoughts on that particular subject, that would be very, very helpful to me as far as creating content that is more valuable to you. So, that's it. Let's have a little bit closer look at this thing. So, there it is, a green pedal. Usually a green pedal usually indicates that it is a clone of another very, very famous green pedal out there, in this case the Ibanez Tube Screamer. It's kind of an industry standard. Usually green pedals are a Tube Screamer clone of some kind, and this one is no different. Like the other pedals in this series, this one also has a second output on it that it's not a stereo output. It's actually they have it labeled mixer, but it's actually an emulated output. So if you are in a situation like if you're on a small stage and don't have a spot for an amplifier, you can actually run this pedal direct to the board, as it has a built-in speaker sim. And it actually sounds pretty good. I didn't demo it in this video, though I probably should have, but the speaker sims in this entire series actually all sound really, really good. You know, beyond that, comparing the Bad Monkey to the Tube Screamer is actually really, really similar to comparing the Screamin' Blues pedal that I demoed a couple of weeks ago to the Boss equivalent, the BD2 Blues Driver, and that the controls are the same, with the exception of this guy right here. It actually has a low-end tone control, which again does a whole lot to change the tone and add some versatility to this pedal. So it has independent low and high EQ controls, as opposed to the standard tone control that you're going to find on most Tube Screamer pedals. And beyond that, the controls are really the same. Level high and a gain control and standard quarter-inch input and output. It's got the the Boss style switch, as this entire series did. It's built like a Boss pedal. It's built like a tank extremely well. Standard 9-volt input. I don't know if you can see it from there or not, but this one's actually made in China. I actually feel guilty because I was one of the people that used to trash anything Digitech for such a long time, because I had owned a couple of the RP effects processors, and I owned a Whammy 4, and there's one or two other Digitech products that I owned in there, and every single one of them let me down. And those products, I really still to this day, I can't in good conscience recommend them to anybody, but it turned me off of the entire brand for over a decade, more than that probably. And then once upon a time, the folks at Harman, Digitech's parent company, made what I think is probably the best decision for Digitech that they have ever made, and they hired a man, a genius by the name of Tom Cram, to head up the Digitech and DoD brands. So not only did Tom Cram and his genius work hard to revive the Digitech and DoD brands and pedal lines altogether, but in doing so also restored faith in some of their previous products, and from people like me who had lost that faith long ago. I was a guy that was not even willing to give a pedal like the Bad Monkey a try. and just because it said Digitech on it, and I've changed my entire outlook on Digitech altogether, except the Whammy 4. That thing still sucks. But the Bad Monkey, as I mentioned earlier, has been getting a lot of talk in the pedal forums and such lately. A lot of people, it's been kind of slowly catching fire again in the last few years. I was able to pick mine up used for about $25 a couple of years ago, and literally I paid $24.99 for it. And since then, I've seen them selling a lot more consistently for $50, $60, $70. So the guitar community is beginning to wake up to the awesomeness that is the Digitech Bad Monkey Overdrive. And as far as the big brand pedal names, the MXRs, the Bosses, the Digitechs, those brands, I'm not talking about the smaller boutique brands, because there are some really, really cool boutique Tube Screamer style circuits out there. My personal favorite happens to be the Highwind Amplification Direwolf. That's a killer pedal. But it's not fair to compare a small company like that, as basically a one-man show, to a huge corporation like some of those other names I've mentioned, including Digitech. But of all the big names, the Bad Monkey could very well be the best Tube Screamer style circuit that I have tried. I really like some other ones out there. Really, the Ibanez TS9DX actually is one of my favorites. I've always had a soft spot in my heart for the Boss SD1 Super Overdrive, among others. But none of those things seem to do at all what the Bad Monkey will do. So if you want one, I'll post an eBay link down in the description where you can do a quick search of the used market. If you see one out there, grab it, because I got a feeling that you're going to start, prices are going to slowly continue to increase here over time. Links down in the description. Please don't forget to do the like, share, subscribe thing. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me here on my channel. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.